All right, we're recording. Thanks for your patience. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, sure. Maybe we should introduce ourselves first,
Okay.
or I don't know if that's necessary. In any case, I'm Jordan.
I'm Rebecca,
I'm Taylor.
and we were supposed to read the two Bell Hooks articles. And there was a lot of stuff that I liked about reading them, and I had heard of her before. I was gonna join a book club to read her Ain't I a Woman book, but I didn't because the book was expensive. But one thing about the readings that I really liked was under the literacy and consciousness in the research article. It talked about how she likes to acknowledge her authority and the limitations of it, and then think about how teachers and students can kind of work together. And that's something about teaching that makes me uncomfortable, is having that authority in the placements and stuff. When I've watched the teachers, I'm like, oh, they really do have this air, and they have to carry this authoritative position, and that's kind of unappealing to me. And so reading her say that made me think of a teacher that has really tried to do the Bell Hooks way, where the teacher goes by their first name and everybody's in a circle and it's really communal. And when I read that, I was wondering if it would work in an elementary setting, because I see in the placements that things can get out of hand pretty quick. So that made me curious. I've seen it work in a college setting, but not in an elementary setting. So how much authority do you have to wield? And
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
That's a really good
It's really
point. I almost
interesting.
feel like that wouldn't be structured enough for younger kids.
yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
That the quote that I selected to share from these articles is relevant to what you were just talking about. It was about what did it say? Self actualization should be the goal of the teacher as well as the student, and I really like that. And so yeah, I just thought that knowing your own limitations and really striving to know what you're talking about in order to convey a positive message to your students is important. um yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Another thing that I thought was interesting was the idea of praxis, and having dialogue and reflection over how to what are what is the educational system doing now, and how can we change it for the better for everybody, since things are getting more multicultural, and uh we should strive to give more access to people with disabilities, more access to science and mathematic kind of fields for women, and kind of more equity, just kind of across the board. And yeah, I just thought that it was all very interesting, and kind of the articles all took a very holistic approach to talking about everything in regards to how we can change it, and how we should change, some a lot of things. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
So I had never heard of this when I read it, because since it's one thing that I thought was interesting was because it was lowercase. I didn't know it was a person. I thought it was just some type of theory. So I thought it was really interesting how that was intentional, so that people didn't just associate it with the person. It was more based on the idea. Um, Anyways, the quote that I chose was, as the classroom becomes more diverse, teachers are faced with the ways the politics of domination often reproduce with the educational setting. For example, white male students continue to be the most vocal, and students of color and some women expressing fear that they'll be judged as intellectually inadequate. I thought that was really interesting how she pointed out how the inequalities that are very common in society are being kind of replicated in the classroom, and how that's like kind of the initial place that you can try to put a stop to it, I guess, essentially. And that's where you can start making the change and changing everyone's perspective on that. And hopefully that'll carry from the classroom to society.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long we have, but
I think it's supposed to be like around 3 minutes, so,
okay.
or at least 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I could talk about this forever. I definitely agree with
Please
you,
do.
Taylor, about the classroom being a good place to start. And I thought the praxis was interesting also. So
yeah, there was a lot that that really just stood out to me. I really enjoyed these readings.
me too.
Yep, me as well.
Well, I guess that's probably completes the assignment.
Awesome.
So thanks again for being patient with me to figure out the recording.
Oh yeah,
No
thank
problem.
you
Thank you
very
for
much.
recording and setting up the meeting.
Yeah, and I'll get this emailed as soon as possible, and have a good break.
Awesome, you too.
You guys too.
Thank you.
Bye.